Happy Tuesday, otherwise known as Happy Grand Opening Diagon Alley Day. We are going to head over to the park now. It is a little bit later than most other folks have already gone over there. They had the grand opening hours ago. This is after work hours. I did work a normal day today, and now I'm heading over to see how things are going, and hopefully the crowd got a little bit lighter to actually get into the park. I know during the day, the hours to get into, or the wait time rather, to get into just Diagon Alley was getting up to like 4 to 6 hours, and the line for Gringotts when I just left, I checked Twitter, was probably about 6 hours long. So that's a long time to wait for anything. I mean, I think we're spoiled in that people that live in Orlando. I generally consider myself a snob where I won't wait for something longer than 20 or 30 minutes unless it's brand new, and it's brand new and everybody wants to be there. So that's why we're going, but not to wait for 6 hours. You're a wizard, Harry! Ah, here we are. Universal Studios.
I know. Oh. Hi, how are you?
Good. Can I get preferred?
Sure.
Anything special happening today?
Huh?
Anything special happening today?
Well, they had the Harry Potter opening of Diagon Alley, but it's kind of quiet for that, right?
Yeah.
It's always quiet before.
So I'm hoping it's a good sign that the woman said that it's a little quiet. And there wasn't a whole lot of cars going in and out either, so maybe people got tired from the sun and they're not coming any longer. So let's see, maybe we'll luck out with this strategy of going later in the day instead of early. Well, that looks familiar. And heading over here, there's not a whole lot of people waiting to get into the park. And that's much different than 2010, when they opened the original Wizarding World, for sure. So first thing, I have to kind of laugh a little bit because they have a special map for today, and it's just for today, and they were running out, so they actually have somebody staffed guarding the maps to make sure that people only take one. So you know it's amazing, after a month of coming back here all the time to check on this place to see when it was going to soft open, it's amazing not to see any barriers over here now. A ton of people, but no barriers. And like I predicted last week, average wait time has been about 60 minutes or so to get from London over to Hogsmeade. So it's about 60 minutes for a 3.5-minute ride. There's no standby at this point of the day. Everybody gets return tickets. So you're going to go to a machine, which I guess we'll see in a minute, and get a ticket, and I'll tell you what time that you can come back to get into the park. It's good so that you don't have to stand in line forever, but you could end up getting a time that's forever in the distance, which kind of stinks also. Similar to the old Fast Pass system at Disney.
It's just one. Just one. And I'm going to go ahead and print it for now, if you want to gain access now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What you wanted to see here was that horror show.
So the thing that's crazy is the return time ticket that I got is for right now. So I literally just walked an extra 100 feet to get a ticket to go right back into the place. Not too bad. We're back in London. That was easy. Probably a lot easier than this morning, that's for sure. So I'm getting back on the phone. If you remember the other day, I didn't know what the little Easter egg was, but it is to dial magic to connect to the ministry. So we're going to check that out. That was awesome. It does. A little spoiler alert, if you do dial magic, there's no letters on the numbers on that phone, and it's 62442, and it will connect you to a recording where the Ministry of Magic is tied up, and you do get a little Easter egg there. So I just spoke to Mark Woodbury for a minute, asked him how the day was going. He seemed very excited. Look at all that confetti. Yikes. Considerably more people here today than there has been in the past, that's for sure. So over towards Gringotts. we've seen here so far. It's a nightmare. 240-minute wait at this point. Not too bad. Wait 4 hours instead of 6 as it was before. So, we're not going to get on the ride right now. We're just going to look at the queue area in this initial area here. So one thing that's pretty cool, you can hear the dragon breathe fire outside. That's the animatronic goblin that is presiding over the vaults. So, very cool. And that chandelier is super gigantic. Very cool. We'll have to wait on this ride at some other point. I'm not about to spend 4 hours in line. There's just so many people. And I get here just as the stage show is ending.
To be back here, Diagon Alley, with all of you very soon. This is Celestina Womack signing off. Until next time, lovelies.
You maybe think I'm crazy, but I think they made that dragon noise even louder than what it was before. That's pretty cool. So I think we're going to call today's vlog Diagon Alley, now with more people. The line for ice cream. Just about as bad as it was during the soft openings. Confetti is still falling off of the roof. So I think from this vantage point you can get a pretty good idea of the madness that is taking place mostly in this center area, around Gringotts. So the ride queue is only 240 minutes, 4 hours long. Relatively speaking, that's a long time. But compared to the rest of the day today, where it got up to 7 hours, that's not so bad. All things are relative. Sometimes you gotta say we're getting up. This is the queue for Gringotts. As you can probably know, a lot of it is outside, which is surprising. So you're thinking it would all be in the building. That's pretty cool. It's like the one thing to look at while you're waiting in line here outside. The ride already broke down one time. It looks like it must be going again because the line's moving. Unless people are just getting off the line. In which case, I don't really care because the That kid is totally making it rain. It's a crazy thing, after about 2.5 hours, we really haven't moved all that much. You can see the line back there, that's where we started. I think we probably moved maybe 200 or so people before the line got cut off. And we broke down 4 times at this point. And every time the crowd cheers, they let about 20 people in, and it just seems to stop again. So I guess we'll wait here until we get kicked out. There's the jam. They got a power outlet outside, and people are charging their phones and pads. They've opened a single rider line now, and everybody is running in the rain, which is crazy. What are we gonna do? We're in. There's the goblins.
Medical sensitivity.
Please remain seated with your hands and feet inside the vehicle 2 times. Vehicles will use motion at any time. We apologize for your inconvenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
I think that might be like number 6 or 7 today within this 3-hour time period that we put down.
Check us out tomorrow. We'll get you through here. We'll get you through this lane? No, through Express. There's Express? Well, only for if you have this pass.
Are you all going to take that also?
It's completely dark, but now they're offering return express pass to come back tomorrow and get off the line now because it's broken down. Gigantic customer university. 4 hours of waiting in line, only to get told to go home. Oh my god. Literally 4 hours of waiting in line. And now major confusion.
to get you back on, waiting for July 16th, okay? Just to get you back on before we leave July 16th. Sorry about that, guys. Here you go, sir. I got one. There you go. Right this way. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys.
So waiting in line for guest services now, where people are ready to riot because they were waiting for hours to get on the ride and they can't get on. So I don't know if you can see back there, but the line goes on almost to the bathrooms at this point. There's a lot of angry people. I had to say one thing. We ended up getting unlimited express pass for any day that you want to come back. For just me, because it was me that was impacted. It includes all of the rides, including Forbidden Journey. It does not include Diagon Alley, although we got another separate fast pass from the folks inside Diagon Alley to get on Gringotts. And we got to do that before the 16th. So they kind of try to make you whole. But it doesn't really compensate for the fact that for 5 hours or 4.5 hours, you waited in line and didn't get on something, didn't get to eat or anything else. So I really think, kind of shame on Universal. Well, this was an extremely long day. I'm glad that it's over with. I'm finally going to get to eat some dinner at 11:30 at night, and I'm back home, so that's not too bad either. Overall, the guest services folks tried to make things somewhat right. They ended up giving us a 2-park unlimited express pass for the day. If we didn't have tickets or annual pass to the park, they would have given us another set of tickets to get back in to experience Gringotts again. We got a fast pass to get on Gringotts, or an express pass. It's what we use at Universal. Fast passes for Disney. I think the one big drawback is you can't get an express pass to get into Diagon Alley, so no matter what, you're kind of stuck. So hopefully the wait is not 6 or 7 hours long to just get into that section of the park. Tomorrow, if I can make my way back over there, and then hopefully be able to just get back onto the ride if it's working. The one knock that I would say is that the Universal team members have been great during the soft opening periods, and even today, with all the crowds, there was a bunch of folks smiling. I think the first sign of adversity when things didn't go right today, they kind of showed a little bit of uneasiness, and they weren't necessarily acting the best that they could. My other big complaint would be, in day job life, I work with a lot of quality metrics and control, and I think the thought is, if you're going to have something unleashed or released to the public, you don't release it until it's perfect. More or less, if something isn't working to the point of where you believe that it's achieving perfection, you don't open it, or you don't put it out there. And I'm glad for the folks that got on the ride today. Don't get me wrong. I'm upset that I wasted all the time that I did, especially after knowing that I really didn't want to wait that long to begin with. I thought it was kind of ridiculous. But long story short, I think Universal has a long way to go in order, for testing purposes and making sure that things are working to the degree that they should be working to make folks happy and keep things smooth. And that Gringotts coaster, I think, probably one of the worst kept secrets that over the last month or so, every time that they've put it on the track, basically on a daily basis, it has malfunctioned. So today was no different. I think while we were waiting in line for 4 hours plus, it broke down about 7 times. So during those breakdowns, it took a while to get the crowd moving again, and as a result, didn't get on. On a more positive note, tomorrow's Wednesday, so good things midweek, and appreciate the time again everybody spent with us and looking through the video for today. And we'll get back on that horse tomorrow and kick it into gear. Thanks.